The other night on Netflix, I was in a self-hate mood. Just joking, of course. But I browsed through the horror section and I found a movie to watch. And I don't want to say I had high expectations because I've never heard of this movie before, but I was excited because the girl from The Descent was in it. And I watched it and I was really disappointed. And I hate how I keep making movie reviews about movies that weren't that good, but I guess every once in a while you just get stuck in a rut of watching bad movies. So, like I said, the girl from Descent plays the main character once again, and in the beginning, she is hit by a car and paralyzed. I'm sick and tired of movies using people that actually don't have the disability that the character portrays. Like, for instance, in Hush, the character isn't actually deaf in real life. And I feel like now that A Quiet Place features a deaf actress who her character is actually deaf too, there's just no excuses left. I mean, I might be overreacting to some people, but they easily could have found a paralyzed woman to play this role. And I was thinking, oh, like maybe they didn't want a paralyzed woman to play this role because they were going to have her eventually regain the ability to walk. Never happened. So I was like, okay, you could have. Like, you could have changed the beginning a little bit and have the character be actually paralyzed in real life. Overreacting aside, it kept using the flickering light, like door creaks open, something pops up on screen, and the camera quickly moves away. And it just felt like it was trying to be a James Wan film, which his movies are great. The Conjuring and Insidious are the first ones to come to mind that I feel as though this definitely tried to use in its own way. But the flickering light thing just kept happening over and over and over again, and it wasn't scary. Like, it didn't trigger any events or anything. It just wasn't used correctly. This is also another stupid critique, but I don't understand why the daughter in one scene goes around to the abandoned hospital rooms. Like, it just felt like the character was really dumb. And instead of trying to effectively scare her, like, they could have scared her if she went to the bathroom or something. Like, everyone has to use the bathroom, so that's a good excuse. But having her go to an abandoned room just for a scare was stupid. I really thought the husband was creepy too, like, especially when they introduced, since the main character is a high school sports coach, they introduced one girl on the team, and I felt like he was cheating on the main character with her, which is really creepy. And it was kind of ambiguous in the end, but I feel as though he did really cheat. It was just really odd, and that extra storyline didn't really come to an end or add anything. The music especially reminded me of The Conjuring and Insidious. It was just, like, I liked the soundtrack, but it just wasn't effective. I also found it funny how they added the security camera element to it. I think this movie came out 2 years ago, so it was definitely made after the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, and I'm not trying to say it was trying to make money off of the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, but it might have been with, or even Paranormal Activity too. Like, I don't know, it was trying to combine these different elements and it just didn't end up really working. They also used the Google cliche twice. There were two different scenes where the main character Googled something to find out about the ghost that was supposedly haunting the hospital. I don't mind if a character uses this twice, but it shouldn't be a plot device to the point where they have to reuse it over and over. I like the approach they also used where they talk to a character that was there to find out the information. I think that's more effective, or even coming across old hospital files but not the Google scene. Don't use it more than once. There was just a lot of loose ends in this film, besides the whole cheating plot. The researching scene where I think she Googles something like, why can I see ghosts that other people can't see? It just didn't really get anywhere except a cheap jump scare. I don't know, it just didn't pay off as much as it should have, but I have to give it credit for trying and sticking to the same tone, because that's the biggest problem I had with Truth or Dare. It was just like there was too many tonal inconsistencies for me to take it seriously. And I have to give this film a little credit for staying as an actual horror movie. And I gave this film some credit, but by the end, it was just really bad. Like, it was dumb. It was just really dumb. It wasn't too bad up until that point, but the ending really sealed the deal for me, which is a shame. All I can say is the best quality of the movie was that it had the same tone. That was really it. And none of the scares really landed. I kind of liked the design of the ghost demon thing, but other than that, it just fell really flat for me. I mean, I think I posted, or no, I gave it, I think 2.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. So, you know, like 5 out of 10. It's not too bad. Not the worst thing I've ever watched, but definitely not the best. Let me know if you've actually heard of this film. I think I was reading that it's a foreign film too, since all of the characters also have accents. So that's cool. But just didn't really do it for me. Let me know in the comments below if you've actually heard of this. Like I said, I haven't, which was kind of surprising, even though it did only come out a couple years ago.